So I'll start off by saying a great win by our guys. They finished, they kept competing, and they applied what we've been talking about, finish. And you guys been hearing me say it. And that's what we did. So really proud of our guys, played really well, and just kept fighting.
I guess what you see that last drive, you get the ball back after they take the lead. I guess what are you thinking, and how did you see that all unfold?
I'm thinking finish, and whatever by any means necessary. I'm thinking everything is 4 downs. We can't punt it back away, and our guys did a good job of making plays down the stretch. That's what you have to do when you're going to finish like that. Great throw and catch by Caton to Malik. And that's a big physical. Y'all saw what he lives out there. That guy's, he's a player. He's a player. You can't just butt him to the ground. You got to go wrap and squeeze and get him down. And if you don't, then he's going to do what he did. So, and just ask him, he'll tell you. He's similar. I already said this talking to Will, but he's similar to Sam in that he's very, very confident, close to cocky, but not there. But I love them guys because they believe in their abilities, and that allows them to play at a high level, and that's what he does.
What did you think of Malik Carr on that last touchdown? I mean, he absorbed a big hit and stayed on his feet.
What, say the first part of it? I missed you.
Malik Carr, he just had a big game.
Oh yeah, that's what I was just talking about. Yeah, that's what I was just talking about. So that you can't just butt him to the ground. The guy didn't come in and wrap and squeeze, and so he stayed up on his feet and then kept going, kept his balance. He's a big man with awesome hands. And we saw that out there on display today, but Malik is a really, really good football player.
He's a big part of the.
About 50 guys that were scholarship players, and you lost a number of guys.
And some of them guys couldn't play. Oh yeah, you saw that, huh? We had an NFL team out there today. You didn't know that, huh? Yeah, that's what we're doing. 45 guys on scholarship that were available to play. But we got it done. We got a great coaching staff, and our guys did a great job. And who's ever available, that's who we're gonna play with, right? And nobody's making excuses. It's just what we do. And so nobody was like, oh man, we only got this many guys. It was like, let's go play. And that's how you do it.
That fourth quarter with the defense in particular, because I mean, losing bodies left and right.
No.
I guess how did you guys try and, as the coaching staff, manage that in the moment?
Well, we knew what we had available. And so, hey, the next guy was up. We were prepared in a lot of ways for it. And so when those guys were going down, it's a blessing that some of those guys, most of them were able to come back. Some of the ones that did go down, because then we were getting super thin. But we were prepared for whatever would happen, and it wasn't quite panic mode, but it got there. But we talk about that in meetings prior to the game. Okay, now what if this guy's down? Well, the next guy's up. It's me, this guy. And then one time I asked that today. And I asked about another guy going down. The coach said, well, I'll be in, coach. I'll be the next guy in. So that's how it goes sometimes.
How important, Harlon, was what Jared Mangum gave you, especially when he was pretty much your only back available down the stretch there? For the most part, we at least saw most of the snap. Just how important was what he did for you guys today?
He did a great job. Jared is a big back. He's one of those guys. I'm not saying he's Marshawn Lynch, so I'm not saying that. But he's a big guy that especially when he gets to the late in the game, late third, fourth quarter, you got to tackle a big back, and I know that from experience. You're not liking that too many times. You keep running and running. And last week we heard a video from Marshawn talking about, I just keep coming, and I'm gonna keep coming over and over and over. And so we showed that to them, and I that's how I talk to him. When I see Jaron, I say over and over. He knows what that means. Because we're getting late in the fourth quarter. Guys aren't trying to tackle that guy. You see what he does out there, pushing guys around and all that kind of stuff. He's a big back with quick feet and a nice burst.
And you've had to wait several weeks for him to get fully healthy to help at this stage. I mean, how much could he have helped earlier, and how much patience did you have to have with him? How much patience did he have to have?
We all had to have patience because he was getting frustrated because he was injured. He wanted to play. You see how he plays with all the passion that he plays with. How it could have helped us before? Yeah, we feel like it could have helped us, but hey, man, that's in the past. What can you do about it? What they say, you can't cry over spilled milk. So he is with us now. We're glad he's with us now, and look forward to him playing some more in his hometown of Detroit on next Friday.
On Nathan Carter, it looked like a scary situation where he just collapsed and the trainers ran out. I was wondering if you had an update on him and either St. Mac or Brent Ray.
Okay, so Nate, he's doing well. I mean, he's doing better, and we still are getting him evaluated, but we didn't want to put him back in the game because of that. St. Mac, From what I know right now, it's a lower leg injury, and we got to see where he is. And who was the last one you asked me?
Brandon, right.
Brandon, be right. It was another lower leg injury, and hopefully I'll have some more information on Monday.
And Malik Carr, you've talked about him already, but is a guy that missed some games at midseason, injury or so forth. Obviously, he was a bigger part of the game plan today. Did you almost have to wait till he was full go to implement him?
Yeah, he was
way?
banged up a little bit, and we wanted to just make sure he was right. You know what I mean? And he's right now, as you saw, and we're happy that he's back with us.
Caden, on that last drive, in particular the pass, the ability to evade pressure and kind of move the pocket there. What did you see in that moment? What did you see from him throughout the day on some of those things?
I saw him maturing with all the experience that he's gotten in this season now. Like you said, now he's using his legs, taking off, running, which I thought was an element he needed to add to his game more, and he did that. And then he even scrambled and found guys, like on that pass to Malik and some others. He was scrambled and found guys, and so that's just getting a chance to play. He hadn't played really since high school for real, and so now he's getting comfortable, and you're seeing the real Caden Hauser.
Foster's touchdown, that one-handed.
That was awesome. That was 2 highlight touchdowns. That's 2 highlight touchdowns. That was awesome. One hand, make the guys miss. Those were awesome touchdown catches and runs. The yard after catch for both of those guys was outstanding.
Does that show some of the motivation that your guys still have this late in the season, both of those plays? Does that kind of signify what you've been talking about in practices that you've been seeing?
Absolutely. I told you, these guys, they haven't given up. They haven't given up. They just keep fighting, keep believing, and taking advantage of the guaranteed opportunities that were presented to them this year. There was 12 guaranteed opportunities that we had, and they're taking advantage of those 12 guaranteed opportunities.
We've asked you a lot, Harlon, about going into losing locker rooms and what you said, and going into there today, what did you say this time? What did you see from those guys to go on the road to win a rivalry trophy?
Yeah, the first thing I said is, great way to finish, because they hear me talk about it all the time. So way to finish. That's the very first thing that I said to them, and I thought that was awesome. I just told them we got one more game to go, and we got to finish that game to finish the season, right? And so that's what we have to be able to do. And then we just talked about the old brass spittoon and the current record now with the old brass spittoon, because they all knew it because we talked about it throughout the course of the week.
Did you get the spittoon back? You got it in your hands now? Or?
Yes, we did get it back. So A.D. Haller, that's weird to say that because I just call Al, that we were teammates. He says, Al, man. Al wanted to give it to me on the field. And I was like, let's wait, And so I wanted to go say, hello to Coach Allen, and, good game, all that kind of stuff, and see our players. And by the time I got to the locker room, they had taken it from Allen, and then all the players had it. And so it was all good. But I ended up getting it back and was able to spin it.
Tell me about that 4th and 1 there at the end of the game with Indiana. Calling the timeout, you called the timeout. Kind of run through what the circumstances were.
We were thinking freeze the kicker, and then they came back and brought the team back, brought the offense back out. But I was thinking, like we did earlier, we were to freeze the guy. You know what I mean? And they had missed one earlier and all that kind of stuff. So it was more the strategy to freeze him.
What about that? They came out, but I'm saying afterward, they come out with personnel.
Exactly. Now we're like, hey, let's go get the defense. They're gonna get the defense back on the field, and we were able to line up and play out the down.
In hindsight, I guess how important was Simeon's blocked field goal late in the first half?
Hey, yeah. You asked that question. You answered that question. That was very important. That was very important, and he did that earlier in the year, as we know. But we're glad that he's on our team and doing a great job for us.
Picture, how have you just seen this? We've talked a lot about the resiliency of this team and stuff, but for them to play a complete game like they did today, just how have you seen this group come together in recent weeks?
Well, the first thing that I talked about when I got put in this position was the first thing I said we got to stay unified. And so to say how I see them coming together, they've already stayed together. Now we're just starting to get the results that we've been looking for. We've been sowing, and now we're starting to reap some of the results of what we've been sowing, some of the deals. So that's what it's really about. Because you weren't seeing those results in wins and losses it looked like, are they together? But we were always together. We were always working hard, and now you are starting to see the results of that.
Offensively, we saw you guys getting the play from the sideline and doing more huddling like we saw against Michigan. Just wondering what was behind that.
Well, Indiana is known for they're known for doing it, getting signs in game the correct way. So in the game, if you over there sitting, I'm looking to the sideline, I can decipher what you're doing. That's fair. Other stuff isn't fair. So that's whenever we play Indiana, we know that's what we got to do. If you go back to last year, we were doing. If you look at last year's game, you will see the same thing because they're elite at doing that. Some people become elite by other measures.
I'm wondering, the way that some of those games went, the Iowa game, the Rutgers game, you have one more left, you have a banged up team. How much does this team really need this to win, to get the W?
We needed it. We needed any dub that you can get. You need those dubs, and you can imagine what the locker room looks like now as opposed to we hadn't got the W. And so it's good. It's good. It's still 24-hour rule. We come back, a quick week. We play on Friday now, and so but we'll be ready. Our guys will be ready. Our coaches will be ready. They've been doing a great job all year long, and it'll be fun after Thanksgiving to be able to go down and play in Detroit. And I have all our fans there supporting our guys at the very end. So I'm gonna make sure I say that all the Spartan fans, all the Spartan Nation, please pack it out down there in Detroit on Friday, and let's have some fun. You can go shopping throughout the day, and then come to our game that night, and let's cheer our team on.
Just to clarify, Ade Willie played the second half. Was Chance banged up, or was that just kind of a sub?
Chance had a little injury.
Okay.
He didn't feel comfortable enough to go out there and play. And I gotta say, I said something about going shopping on Friday. I meant to say not my wife, but everybody else can go shopping on Friday and then come to the game.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thanks.
Next up, Peyton Hauser.